Audio check. Toast and butter, one-sided toast, batch loaf, Irish butter. Ragged rat, round, rugged rock. Right, looks like we're good. We are going to be switching to Hitman 3 at some point this evening. Something I've been doing recently with a Minecraft community is set up a few new servers, including the new FTB Direwolf 20 pack for Minecraft 1.16.4. We are currently on mod pack version 141. About 45 people whitelisted at the moment. It's on the old lands Discord server. You need to actually join that first in order to get whitelisted. You will find us featured on the Feed the Beast website under the server section where they list all the servers. So yeah, check that out if you wish. Even though there's 45 whitelisted, there's only really an average of 3 to 7 on at any given time, depending on time zones and when some are sleeping, others are playing type of thing. But anyway, we also have a All of Fabric 3 server up and hope to soon have all the mod 6 mod pack. That's in testing at the moment. There's a few little glitches with that to be sorted. So for now, I'm just going to continue my creative building that I was doing. I basically took over this structure. So the top part of this structure is a astral sorcery mod structure that gets it's generated in the world when the world gen starts. And then what I did is I put in these symmetrical steps around each side. So I kind of trying to finish that off. And then I need to terraform this section here to match up. Well, it doesn't necessarily have to be uniform, but I just want to blend it in a bit better, move some of this back a bit, particularly this section here. I've got a bit of an audience here. And then I've encased the entire area in glass, basically. I put a ceiling on it. That just stops other players from letting themselves in. So the plan is that I will open it up for players to walk around as a structure later on. So when we go down here, we've got where all the stairs meet in the middle. And you look around, like, oh, what's this on the floor? It's an elevator, so yeah, I think it's shift. Yeah, here we go. We're down at the next level now. We're not too far down, we're only about 10 or 11 blocks down. And then I color coded each of these corridors, so that's as far as I've gotten. The glass was temporarily just to stop mobs from spawning, as they do. So yes, that's as far as we got. We do have a temporary base somewhere else, but haven't really done a whole lot with it. I tend to start a structure and then start doing some sort of winding stairs and alternating stairs and stuff like that, and then create rooms off of it. So my initial idea with this was to do something similar. So now that I've got the 4 corridors are color coded. Oh yes, I should also point out with I do have an NVIDIA RTX card 2000 series. It's not, I don't have the resource pack loaded for it, but I do have the shaders mods. And let me see, what one do we have? So there's the RTX one. We've got Faithful loaded at the moment, the 512 version. These are part of the pack anyway. We did try this one here. It was alright. What did we do with this one? We could actually try switching these out and see what looks better, but to be honest, it could potentially crash, so it's not worth doing it at the moment. There is a bit of a funny glitch with shaders in general, so you do have to load Optifine as well for it to work. There we go. The sky basically Now I know it's nighttime and you can't really see it, but oh man, actually yeah, you can. So the horizon is split at the moment. It's not really supposed to look like that. Yeah, so, and during the daytime what happens is the horizon is dark from there upwards, and the rest is daylight. It's annoying, so I try not to look up too much. So that's it so far. So yeah, so I'm just trying to think of some ideas for what we could do with this. I think what we'll start with today, anyway, I'm not planning on doing too much on this today anyway, because I want to get into Hitman, is we also have World Edit installed just for admins, but the plan is to tidy up this. Obviously we need to bring the grass up a bit to make it a bit more pleasant landscaping basically. So let's see, what's the easiest way to do this? So if we select this one, and then select this one, then we face that direction, do stack, and then let's see how many blocks is that across. Let's say 17. No, actually make it 20 because it'll fill in the other gap on the other side, I see. And then hit enter. There we go. So that'll fix the lawn. We can fix this bit here later, but for now we just want to fix this. There are some of these World Edit commands don't work like they used to because I think it's something to do with the Forge version. I don't necessarily want to start taking out chunks of stuff, but we will just tidy this up a bit. Oh, and I can't actually see chat either at the moment, I just remembered. Give me 1 sec. Switched. Yeah, now I can. Right. I can only see Twitch chat at the moment, so if you're watching on YouTube, I think the restream bot should automatically replicate the chat between all of them, from what I remember. So we want to kind of make it a gradual step up. It's kind of like this. So if you look at how this is, I could continue that on a bit. Yeah, about there is enough. Then take these out. A bit of water now, they'll turn to green. So typically I do play these in survival mode, but when I'm building I generally don't, because it's all, for me it's all about the cosmetic building and using schematics and stuff like that. I do need to figure out how to get schematics working again, because I have loads, and typically I would find a schematic that's already done and then I would load it in, and then I would kind of modify it and place it and do roads or corridors or tunnels or whatever towards it. I think on one server we built an entire city using that concept, and then had free building then as well. Which reminds me, I might actually do that tonight. Set up a vanilla server with a free build on it, like we used to have back in the days of another community called Mike's Revenge. It was a very popular server we had ran back then. Mike has since retired. I was running the servers for a bit myself and pretty much paying for them myself, but as with most communities, things fizzle out after a while when people get married, go to college, etc. Priorities change, as I say. Right, so this bit, this needs to go back a bit. In fact, there's where the grass needs to start. So let's see. We're going to take out some of this with the wand. I think we'll start with this section. Just need to see where. Now we are going to try and blend this back in and putting bushes and trees and whatever else. Don't actually. Let's see. Hang on a minute now. So there's a pool of water there that I don't particularly want to. I'd rather keep that if I can. So let's select that. Let's check my, yeah, I did it right. So now we're going to set this to air. There we go. Now we know the water is there, so we could graduate this down a bit. We're going to replace these stone blocks with something else. That one is there. Let me just step on this for a second. Right, so there's the highest point. If we could kind of taper it across, around, and come back around this way and then meet up there would be nice. For those who are following the politics, Joe Biden just got sworn in as the 46th president. Finally, Diaper Don is gone. Tried to do, because no one was going to put a going away party on for him. He decided to put his own on this morning. So sad. Anyways, there is a quick way to make this grass. Let's do that. Where is it? As far as there. Set grass _ block. If you use grass, it basically tries to plant grass on thin air and it just collapses and creates entities that are floating. So that's bad. So let's see how we're going to taper this around. Right, let's switch that block out. So that's, let's see, 1 1 2 1. Make this 2. Now we can mark out this one. Right, set that to air. Make it a bit simpler for us to do this. Right, now set the grass for here. Oh, probably should have went a bit further. Here we go. Right, now. Also don't want to leave air gaps because you don't want things like mobs spawning. Now, funny thing is, I don't think the mobs are actually spawning in here ever since I put the glass cube up, which is nice. in general, they don't spawn on top of. So if you put, in fact, that's another thing you can do. If you're, even if you're playing survival, if you put up a glass ceiling, like up in the sky, over the area that you've, say, chunk loaded, for example, it generally will stop things like rain. I know some players don't like rain, so that will actually stop the rain coming down. I can hear someone growling near to me, but it looks like I might be wrong. Looks to me like they haven't been spawning. Like there was a couple of creepers earlier, but they were here since I actually put the glass up, or before it, I should say. But anyway, yeah, I think this is back far enough to the point of we just put in a couple of rows, step it up. Like, we could start doing nice gardens and stuff like that, and we might probably will. Then do water features, and that was kind of something I was thinking of. I've been playing a lot of Assassin's Creed Valhalla, so there's a lot of inspiration from that, particularly from the Jotunheim area deals part of it. Inspired by that. Let's take a few more of these out. So, anyways, so it's not quite graduated fully yet, but as I said, we'll could easily end up changing my mind about this later. So if we were to put in, say, 2 there, so let's replicate this. Face that way. Stack 20. So we could just leave it like that. And again, we could take another chunk out of this because we've got plenty of space to play with. There is a few other bodies on here at the moment. It's probably the busiest I've seen it in a couple of days. Of course, until someone decides to be a wall breaker and connect a pipe to something it's not meant to be, and then crash the server. Alright, so there's something that's hanging that we probably should do something about. 2, 3. This is another favourite of mine. I think the most used command in Word Edit I have is stack. So if you look at how I've just put in some steps there, and if you look at, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Just face that direction and go stack 7. It's also a great way of making steps and stairs. In fact, when I was doing this, I did one road down the middle because I wanted to make sure everything, each side met up in the same place. And then after I did the middle, I just stood that and faced that direction and typed stack number and then the number 3, and then it turned and faced this way and did the same thing again. And that's basically how this was made. And then I most everything else was done by hand, just placing and breaking blocks. And let's see, let's cover in this a bit. I think most things can't spawn in a 1 block area anyway, so that should stop that. We might want to actually continue that across. Let's what's that, about 30 I'd say, or 20 even. Let's try 20 first. We can always undo. There is an undo command, which is very important to have. Let's take out that roll quickly. Now that 3, let's sort this out. Let's copy the log. There we go. No floating 3s. You either take the 3 out or you fix it. Let's tidy this area up a bit. Do we want this to be grass? Yes, we probably do. Stone, diorite. Now again, we could just do it by hand. But if you think about the wand options, just face that way, stack, and then do 6. Yeah, there we go. That's a nice quick way. There are loads of different mathematical commands as well for creating things with the world edit, but I don't bother with it. Like, you can create things like oval shapes and pipes and various other things. Now let's do something about this 3. There we go. That'll come down now. There's another one beside us. Let's just take that out of the equation. Now, depending on the way the land actually is rendered, you might want to gradually taper this down to a lower point. For me, I picked 77 as my ground floor level, which is what I'm standing on now. So it depends on whether you wanted to keep that natural generated look or not. You could just, again, taper this down and gradually. It doesn't have to be, linear, as in just in one direction. You could just curve out the something like this. So you take the sharpness out of it, basically, or for want of another word. So yeah, that's basically how I would do that, assuming this was tapered down as well. So again, this isn't filled, so the danger with this is if you left it like this, you will get spiders spawning in here. So let's just put it. Another alternative is to put down a light source, especially if you were going to fill it in. So let's, for example, hold on. Let's see which way do we want to do this. That 3 is kind of in the way, so let's take that out. So like we mentioned, if you put in something like this, you can bring it down to its, let's see, where's the lowest point? It's there. Alright, okay, well, I tell you what, we won't actually bring it the whole way down, but we'll bring it down to this level instead. So we could actually fill all of this in. Again, quickest way is this. And then use up arrow to get to the previous commands used. There we go. Now, if we're going to want to do this quickly, again, right click, left click, and face the direction. Use stack. Let's give it tell how many blocks to replicate. So that's another way of doing the same idea. I'm not sure what this. That must be a small 3 that's hidden in there, is it? Or it's left over from the one we took down. Yeah, looks like it is. Oh, there's one there actually. Right, anyways, let's kind of clean that up a bit. Oh, what have we got here? A llama. Oh, so they can spawn in here. Right, now that we've done that, I do like the marble stuff. We've done a little bit here, so what more could we do with the surrounding area? I think for now we won't touch the surrounding area. We'll just now look at what to do with this. So this is the temple, the original render temple for the astral sorcery. So I haven't touched this. There is stuff in here, I think. There's usually stuff hidden in chests as well. But we will leave it as is for now. Light sources. Do we want to stop and spawn in the corner? Yes, we do. Just as a precaution. Right, let's go back out. Right, what else? I think we'll go down and try to start creating a room. So yellow is north, south is blue, east is red, west is green. There is also the consideration that we might want to actually go down a few levels as well. So with that said, we would need to break that block. Let's just place one there for later. And then we would need to keep going down until we get down near the bottom and put them in put them in tiers of, I don't know, so many, like, I don't know, 10, 15 blocks apart. So if we're on level 58, we might want to go down further. I would say let's go down to about block level 5 maybe. Again, you could do this in survival as well. You don't have to be in creative mode. Just dig your way down and have a few elevator blocks on hand. And obviously you'd want to have some way of getting back up. Would be a temporary stairwell that goes back up. In fact, in some cases you might want to build an adjacent winding stairwell down initially first if it was survival, and then place the blocks afterwards. So let's do a jump and place that. Okay, so we're now on 6. So if we go flat, oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, so press and hold in creative to go up, because we don't want it to send us back up to the top, very top. So 6 plus 15 is, no, let me see. Yeah, 6 plus 15. So let's go up. So there's 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So place the next one somewhere there. I don't know, where can we place it? We're too close to it, I think that's what's wrong. Yeah, there we go. Now, so what's the, see, you can hear it making that swish. Now we're on 23. Right, so so we're going to have to break this until we finish placing the rest of them. Right, 23. So 23 to 33. And then another 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's say there, I can hear the lava bubbling. Actually, do you know what? I think that's enough. Let's go back up now. Place these back in. There we go. Now let's go down. Now, the reason I actually decided not to go up any higher is what I'm thinking of doing is for these, I think we'll break through the wall here, and this will be like a viewing area of the floor below. So whatever the room is going to be. So at the moment, let's see, what have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's 5 from the middle point. I'm just trying to determine where this corner is going to be on those rooms below. Right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, not mean to do that. Actually, that was because I pushed forward. 3, 4, 5. 5. Now, I'll put in some light now in a second. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do you know what might be worth doing actually now that I just thought of it? We're going to mark the corresponding 4 colours. So put glass into those. Let's go back up and see. Okay, so there's green, yellow, blue, red. Let's go back down. Oh, actually, hold on, let me switch out blocks here. Green, yellow, red. Right. Face north, might as well do it this way. So yellow, green, red, and blue behind me. Let's go down. Right. Yellow. Was it blue behind? Can't remember now. Yeah, red and green. Now that we've done that, swap that out. Let's put in more marble. Oh no, that's not marble, that's something else. Oh, that's fine. I don't mind swapping it out with something else anyway. So we could go with a single doorway for each one with pressure pads, something like that. The ceiling is a bit low, so I think we're going to take some of this out to open it up a bit, something like this. Just making sure it's uniform, and it appears to be. Right. Right, this is a fairly standard way of doing it, like particularly diagonal corners and stuff. I do like to do diagonal doorways as well, but for the purposes of the 4 colours and the areas, I don't think there's much point unless we want to make that the green room. So let me think about this. If we make that the green room, That the yellow room, that the red, and that's the blue room. Yeah, we could do that too. Instead of this. In fact, we could just do something like this instead. So that's blue, so let's put that in like that. They're green. What's this one? Yellow. So this is what I mean by a diagonal entrance. There's that spooky sound effects. I think that means we're near something. So usually something like that. So that's 1, 2, 3. That's usually enough of an entrance. So we just need to figure out then. Yeah, let me just quickly finish this on all of each of these corridors. There is the ceiling to deal with as well. Lava pit in there. We will need to deal with that. Then 1, 2, 3. So somewhere like here is usually where I would put a light source as well. Up there. Do the same here. See that? See the way the light shines as you come in. Now, I think the brightness on this is going to be a lot higher than it would be normally in vanilla. So, and obviously there's the Optifine with the shaders pack as well as increasing the brightness. All right, so that's those two done ish. Let's do the rest. What did we say? It was 1, 2, 3, yeah. And then we'll do like a doorway type of thing into the actual room itself. It'll be like a dual doorway because of the placement of the diagonal blocks. Otherwise it would make no sense. There is no actual diagonal blocks anyway in this game. It's all about perspective and how you place them to create things like isometric effects, which is essentially what this does. Alright, so there we got our 1, 2, 3 on that one. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Alright, make that the blue room. This would be yellow. And this one will be the red room. Right. To finish off this one. Yeah, that one. Right, getting there. So imagine this as the entrance into the yellow, into the room. So we'll be doing the same for each of them. We will be limiting it to the where the border of the glass is, which is the claimed chunk area. Let's see now. Normally, the way, if I wasn't in survival, or sorry, when you're not in survival mode, the only way to dig it out would be to use, well, you either dig it out by hand or you have something like is it RF tools where you can mark the area and then it will basically break blocks for you. I think we used to do that with lapis torches, I think it was. And then there was an RF tools builder, I think, that does something similar. That's going back to the days of the Tech-It pack. So is this all universal? Yes, it is, except for that one. So which one are we going to start with? Might as well start with this one. So I'm going to mark this as a corner by putting down a block, and then I'm going to tap it with the wand. So I'm going to right click for the second position. This will make sense in a moment. And then basically we're going to walk in that direction towards the corner, breaking blocks. When we get that far, we're then going to tag the block above us, at least a couple of blocks above us in that corner, and then we'll use the set 0 command to set it all to air. Now, another thing that can happen is this, where there is nothing, well, there's air pockets or caverns. So in this particular case, you can hold down shift to not fall off the edge and just keep building until we get over to this far corner. Just keep going in that direction. I don't particularly want mobs spawning behind me, so I'm just going to quickly temporarily put in these. We'll be fixing out the lighting afterwards once the room is cleared out. Right, what was that? Uranium. There is no Tinker's Construct in this pack. There's actually a newer mod that's similar called Tetra Tools. It's very good. A little bit confusing at first, but I think in my last Minecraft stream I was talking about it and how it works, but we might do some more on it, particularly when we're only on a tier 3 of the Tetra Hammer. So we are going to need to basically find under mountains and taiga biomes where there's snow and ice. You need to basically go down to, I think it's level 5 to 10. You find these blocks that make up forges, and you need to break them down with the hammer, bring them back to your base, and then use them to build it's a forge table, and it's like a large blacksmith's machinery type multi-block structure. That's required to get past tier 3, and that's one that confuses a lot of people. They don't realize that's the reason why they can't upgrade further. Alright, we're getting there. Not too far from the corner now. Some temporary lighting. Oh, there's a canyon, underground cavern. Just want to continue on. Trying to work out the position of the path. Ah, yeah, there we go. Right. be in this general direction. So keep going. Put in another light. Once we get to the corner, we should see the chunk or the boundary messages come up for wilderness. Ooh, what's that? That's water. Ah, right. So there is a pool of water there. Ooh, that's a large pool. Or is it? No. Oh no, it just happens to be that block. That's what it is. So the glass is above us. The reason you're seeing all those lines is because of the shader pack. I know it's a pain in the backside. Do you know what? Let's just try switching out the other one. Put the RTX one in. Let's see what happens. Hopefully it behaves itself. It's going to reload. I think this is the same one that's used in the Windows 10 Windows Store version of Minecraft with the RTX stuff in it. Any moment now. This can take a minute or two to reload when you switch out packs. One of the common mistakes people make is they don't allocate enough RAM in the launcher or the mod pack settings before you launch it. I've got 32 gig of RAM, so I've allocated 16 gig. So that's allowed for overhead. If I was just playing the pack normal, with or without Optifine, I would say at least 8 if you've got 16 gig of RAM. Most PCs these days, 16 is what you want to aim for having anyway. If you're on an older machine and you've only got 8 gig of RAM, you're going to be pushing it. You'd really want to be setting it to 6. But you wouldn't. Yes, you can install Optifine to help improve your graphics a bit and performance wise, but don't try to load shaders or resource packs because, yeah, it'll just break things. So what has changed? Yeah, so the textures have changed. Now, granted, it'll only ever be for vanilla blocks as far as I know. So let's see. So there's our path. Got some new friends below. But we are very close to the corner, so we might want to start boxing this out. As I said, the wilderness message should come up once we reach the outside of the corner. We want to make sure we build within the border because someone could just dig down outside and come into the cavern and then just walk straight in. So from a security perspective, that would not be good. There we go, there's the wilderness message. So Let's box this off another bit and find out where that actually ends. Somewhere near. Okay, so that's that line. Let's see. Ah, right. There is one line. Let's see now, can we figure out where the other corner is? It's probably just here. Wilderness circle. Ah, okay. Alright, we're nearly there. Let's put it down another row. Yeah, that's it there. So that's our other corner. So we also want to go up, find out what the... We need to be careful what the floor size is going to be as well. So I'm thinking... Would that be tall enough for the room? Yeah, would. So I think we said this was going to be the... Let's just go back and quickly check something. Oh yes, the yellow room. So right, okay. So what we're about to clear out would be from this as a corner in that direction. Now that's quite a bit of a distance, so it's possible that our cube is not actually properly square yet, but that's okay. We'll figure that out going forward. So let's put that there. Mark that as the wooden axe, second position. Now we're going to go in this direction as far as the diagonally opposite corner. Decide on the ceiling height for the room. Do you know what? We don't even need to go to the full corner. I'm thinking just stop it here. And then decide where the corner is actually going to... How high up? What was that? Cave vine. So what have we got there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10. Right, that should be enough. So there's first position set. Now, here's the magic. Set 0. And now we've got our yellow room. Now, first thing we're going to do is make sure we don't end up with... Oh, hold on, what's that? Right, let's quickly fix this. There is liquid of some sort here. So, quick way to do this is tap, face that way, and then stack 20. Let's see, is there... Yeah, there's another one we need to put in. Tap. Right, so eventually that will dissipate once it hits the ground. The drain command is another one that might be able to do that. What is this actually? Is there a way to see what it is? No. It's not lava. Oh, it could be oil actually. And there's the spiders in already. Okay, we need to do this quickly before they take over the place. Glass. So glass is a quick way of doing this to stop them spawning. them a slap to get them out of here. Or drop them into a pit of doom. Right, let's finish doing the walls in yellow for now. We'll come back to that in a moment. So we're just going to create a column and then we're going to replicate it. Unless we can... Oh, actually, some blocks can't be referenced by world edit. So the only workaround there is to use stack. In this particular case, we actually do have yellow concrete, these are called. So there's our first yellow wall. The reason for having a big enough room like this is some things are multi-blocks that need to be fairly big, and you want room both above and below. But as I said, when you don't have a light or torches down, or what do you call this stuff, glowstone, glass is the best way to keep the mobs out. Let's quickly clear the room. What have we got here? Netherite. Get out. Out, out, out. Looks like the other two despawned. Right. Let's quickly do the rest of this. The other. It's always advised to do things small when you're using world edit, well, relatively speaking, because if you do large edits, as in they're too big, you can basically end up halting the server, even with loading in schematics too, depending on how big and complicated it is. Yeah, it can essentially halt the tick time, and it has to basically catch up. In some cases, it'll boot everyone from the server, and then as soon as it's finished, it'll let people log back in. Alright, so now let's sort out some lights. Oh, actually, let's sort out the... Let me just tag that. Go over to the other corner. First position, and set yellow concrete. Then when we're ready, we can swap out the glass for a different type of floor with actual maybe glowstone blocks in it. F7 is the key that basically toggles the light levels. So let's have a think about this. What do we want to use for the floor? I think we can place most blocks on glass anyway, so you could keep the glass floor and put glowstone under it. I'm not sure. So based on the diagonal, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Because we don't know the dimensions of the room, we're kind of playing this by ear. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. We'll fill them in afterwards with glass. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Right. So then, based on those hold on. Let's put in the glass. There is another type of glass you can use that will actually take away the seams. And obviously with Optifine and resource packs, it will actually take away the seams as well. But in this particular case, it's not. Let's fill this in. What's it called? No, it's similar to glass, to dark glass, but it's not dark glass. Oh, that's handy. Redstone signal on a glass block. Reactor glass. Oh, that's probably the one I'm thinking of. But it was from a different mod previously, the one I am thinking of. There's obviously luminous glass, which is another way of doing it. So I'm trying to see, can I do some symmetrical stuff here with the lights just to light up the room without going too crazy with the glowstone. So not that one, the next one over is that one. Yeah, that's working out all right. We're kind of skipping every second. That one. Sometimes when you build a square room, you have to use odd numbers for the positions, so bear that in mind depending on how big you make yours. Because not every multi-block structure is an even number. I mean, another way of doing this is, so if you look at this row we've just created, so it's, what is it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What we could do is break that one. And if I can figure out where this row starts and ends, let's see, click down. So remember, this is the one we're going to replicate this under the floor. Go over to here. Set the second position on it. And stack. Oh, 5 times. See, now we've lit up the room. Let's go and check and see if that was enough. No, we're a bit short. Maybe another 2. So that was 4, 5. So add, make it 7. But anyway, that's you would then basically do the same with each of those. Right, how long have we been on this? We're just over an hour, so I think we're going to knock this on the head for now because we want to get into Hitman 3. So bear with me one moment while we switch.